If your skin burns when you put on moisturizer, if products you used to love suddenly sting, if you've accepted that you just have sensitive skin, I'm Camille, a cosmetic formulator. I run a skincare manufacturing facility and I've spent 10 years formulating products that have transformed hundreds of thousands of women's skin, including my own. Today I'm breaking down what sensitive skin actually is, why it's exploding right now, and what your skin needs to heal. Because just use less products or products labeled for sensitive skin isn't the answer. Your skin needs support. It's not getting the right kind. So I always thought I had sensitive skin. At 28, my skin was a disaster. It was oily, it was bumpy, red, irritated constantly. I had cystic acne on my jawline, breakouts on my forehead, my cheeks, and the texture, it looked like sandpaper. And I tried everything to change my skin. I started with the typical drugstore acne products in my teens. I then tried Proactiv, then I graduated to the luxury of skincare, La Mer, Clarins, Philosophy, SkinCeuticals. I used scrubbing brushes, astringent cleansers and toners, anything that promised to fix my skin. But my skin just kept getting worse. And I kept thinking, well, I must have sensitive skin. That's just how my skin is. But here's what I know now. I didn't have sensitive skin. I had a barrier that was being systematically destroyed by every single product I was using. And I'm not unique. This is happening to millions of women right now. Back in 2001, when they first started tracking this, about half of women said they had sensitive skin. Today, it's nearly 70%. We went from half to almost 3/4 in 20 years. This is not a genetic epidemic. Our DNA didn't change. What changed is what we're putting on our faces and how aggressively we're doing it. First, women's skin is structurally different from men's. We have lower oil production. Studies show women produce about 40% less sebum than men. Our overall skin, including the dermis, tends to be thinner. And research shows women actually have a higher transepidermal water loss, meaning moisture escapes more readily through our skin. A thinner barrier means things penetrate more easily. When something irritating hits your skin, it reaches the nerve endings faster. Then there's the hormone connection to our skin. Estrogen and progesterone directly control your barrier lipids, meaning the ceramides and the fatty acids that hold your skin together. When hormones fluctuate from things like your cycle, pregnancy, perimenopause, menopause, your barrier fluctuates with them, and your nervous system plays a role too. So research shows that people with a reactive skin often have hyper-responsive nerve endings, something called TRPV1 receptors, pain and heat receptors. When those fire, you feel burning and stinging before you even see redness. These biological factors make your skin more susceptible to damage. They don't make damage inevitable. It's just that a woman with thinner skin and hormonal fluctuations can have resilient, healthy skin if she's not actively destroying her barrier every day. The question is, are you dealing with genetics or are you dealing with damage? True genetic skin sensitivity exists. About 10% of people carry mutations in their genes of a protein essential for barrier function. These people are predisposed to things like eczema, atopic dermatitis, conditions where the barrier is compromised from birth. Here's how you know the difference. Genetic sensitivity typically shows up in childhood before you ever touch a skincare product. It runs in families. You had eczema as a kid. Your mom had rosacea. Your skin was always reactive. Created sensitivity shows up later. Your skin was fine as a teenager. Maybe you had a pimple here and there, nothing major. But then in your 20s or 30s, after years of skincare routines, suddenly everything irritates you. If that's you, then it's not your genes. That's your barrier telling you it's been damaged and it's compromised. Here's what's interesting. Researchers surveyed over 22,000 women. Women aged 20 to 30 had the highest rates of sensitive skin, almost 66%. By their 40s and 50s, it dropped below 50%. That's not skin magically improving with age. That's women finally easing up on what's been causing their skin to react. So let me show you how exactly sensitivity is created over time. Your skin barrier is like a brick wall. The bricks are your skin cells. The mortar holding them together is things like lipids and ceramides, fatty acids, cholesterol. When the wall's intact, two things happen. Moisture stays in, irritants like environmental toxins and acne-causing bacteria stay out. Modern skincare has been dissolving that mortar for decades. Things like levanic acids, daily retinoids, alcohol-based toners, physical scrubs, astringent cleansers, layer after layer of actives. Each one strips lipids. Each one thins the mortar. Do it long enough and the wall starts to crumble. Now things that should be staying out start getting in. The fragrances in your products penetrating deeper. The preservatives reaching nerve endings. The alcohols getting into layers they shouldn't. Your skin reacts, it starts burning, it stings, it's red. And here's what makes it worse. Even healthy skin doesn't do well with things like synthetic fragrances and certain preservation systems. These ingredients don't support skin health. They're there to make the product either smell good so that it sells, or it protects it from going bad on you for the long time. A strong barrier can tolerate them longer before showing damage. A compromised barrier reacts immediately. So here's something to think about. We do all this work internally. You might take supplements, you might seek out organic foods, you might do things like IV drips, you avoid cooking with seed oils. We read labels at the grocery store trying to dodge ingredients we don't trust. And then we go home and then we dump a bunch of harsh, astringent ingredients made in a lab onto our faces. Modern formulations often rely on synthetic systems because they're patentable, they're scalable and shelf stable and typically cheap, not because they're biologically ideal for skin. We wouldn't eat it, we wouldn't inject it, but we smear it on the largest organ of our body twice a day and wonder why our skin is struggling. And once you see that answer, it feels pretty obvious. Skin doesn't need to be attacked or stripped. It needs to be nourished, it needs to be supported, and worked with, not fought against. And no, just fewer products isn't the answer either. Your skin doesn't need neglect, it needs the right support. Healthy, resilient skin requires 7 things. The first 3 are about building the structure of skin. So 1, intact stratum corneum architecture. That brick wall needs to be solid. That means ceramides and lipids that can match what your skin is actually made of. Not ingredients that dissolve the mortar, ingredients that rebuild it. So for 10 years, I've been using things like ceramides, jojoba, evening primrose, hemp seed, argan, avocado. These are all oils rich in essential fatty acids. These aren't trendy ingredients, but they are what your skin barrier is literally built from. 2, low inflammatory signaling. Your skin shouldn't be in a constant state of alarm. That means calming ingredients, not aggravating ones. Things like chamomile, blue tansy, calendula, helichrysum, comfrey. These botanicals reduce inflammation instead of creating it. 3, high lipid diversity. Your barrier isn't made of one fat, it's made of many. Things like ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids in specific ratios. The more diverse your lipid support, the stronger your skin barrier. That's why I use a range of oils like chia, cloudberry, cranberry, broccoli seed, French plum. There's a lot of beautiful oils out there, each bringing different fatty acid profiles to support the diversity your skin needs. Now, these next 2 out of the 7 are about how your skin functions from day to day. I know this is a lot of data, but this is how you literally are building the foundation of your skin. So that number 4 is a balanced microbiome. Your skin has beneficial bacteria that are part of your defense system. So many conventional products disrupt them. Prebiotics like inulin feed the good bacteria. Gentle preservation systems protect your skincare products without wiping out your microbiome or the good bacteria. Number 5 is efficient cell turnover. So your skin naturally sheds millions of cells every hour. It doesn't need to be scrubbed into submission. Gentle support for natural turnover, things like fruit enzymes, work with your skin's rhythm instead of forcing it. And the last 2 out of the 7 are about keeping it healthy long term. Number 6 is minimal oxidative stress. So free radical damage breaks down collagen, accelerates aging. Your skin needs antioxidant support. Things like vitamin E, vitamin C derivatives, antioxidant-rich plant extracts. These neutralize damage before it accumulates. And then 7, healthy fibroblast signaling. Fibroblasts are basically the workers. Think of them in like the construction crew in your skin that build the collagen, that cushion your skin, that keeps everything strong and supported. When they're healthy, your skin looks calm. It looks resilient, giving you that cushy looking skin you want. When you're stressed, everything starts to break down. Things like peptides, plant stem cells, nutrient-dense botanicals that signal repair, not harsh actives that put your skin in defense mode. So I've been using these principles for the last 10 years, and I know that was a lot, but these are the foundations again to help build your barrier up, and these ingredients I just mentioned help do so. At 28, I had really oily, bumpy, looked like sandpaper skin that was red, it was irritated, and I constantly breaked out to the point I was getting cystic acne. I looked like someone with problem skin. At 39 now, my skin is smooth, my pores are smaller, my texture is clear. And here's proof my skin isn't just tougher now. I did an Instagram demo recently and I squeezed out some St. Ives scrub out of a tube, applied it to my cheeks for some B-roll footage to show, this is what I did in the past, this is what I do now. I didn't even rub it in. I just applied it on my face and then I rinsed it off. 2 bright red patches immediately showed up on my cheeks. I spent a decade building my skin up. My skin still reacts to harsh ingredients that don't belong in your routine. It's not immune. The difference is it has the resources to recover because I've been supporting it instead of tearing it down. That's what resilient skin looks like. Not skin that doesn't react, skin that can recover. But if your barrier is already compromised, that same product can leave your skin inflamed for days. That's the difference. It's not about being immune. It's about whether your skin has the ability to recover. Yes, women's skin is structurally thinner. Yes, our hormones affect barrier function. Yes, some people have genetic predispositions, but when nearly 70% of adults now identify as having sensitive skin, this isn't biology alone. That's the result of decades of routines that quietly dissolve the skin barrier, followed by products designed to manage the damage, not repair it. Many of those products don't heal the barrier, they simply avoid triggering it further. So you stay stuck working through product after product looking for something that will help you, only to see your skin getting worse or more sensitive. Your skin just needs a different approach than the mainstream products sell. Your skin needs the right support to rebuild. Things like I had mentioned, ceramides, essential fatty acids, anti-inflammatories, microbiome support, ingredients that restore the mortar instead of dissolving it. But here's what most women miss, and this is the thing that kept me stuck for years. You can have every single one of those rebuilding ingredients in your product, but if that same product also contains things like denatured alcohol, synthetic fragrances, harsh preservatives, or acids your barrier can't handle yet, well, these ingredients tear down the mortar as fast as the good ones rebuild it. You're not making any progress. You're running in place and your skin never heals. That's why so many women do everything right, like they buy the ceramide cream, they use the gentle cleanser, they avoid the obvious irritants and still can't get out of the sensitivity cycle. The product is fighting against itself, and so is your skin. So once you rebuild first, once the wall is solid again, your skin stops being so sensitive. It becomes healthy and resilient. I'm Camille. I'm a cosmetic formulator. I spent 16 years thinking my skin was the problem. Turns out my products were. So join me as I pull back the curtain on formulation and the skincare industry to get you the results you deserve. Subscribe. I'm just getting started.